This is IkSC International Kangaroo Science Contest, and this video consists of short solutions of question number 1 to 10 of the past paper 2020, and it's for class 9th and 10th, that is also known as junior level. Here the video initiates with question number 1. The plane mirrors O1 and O2 are placed at an angle of 45 degree relative to the vertical axis of the periscope, so that their centers are at a distance of 2 meters. Suppose that a point object is at a distance of 10 meters from the center of the mirror O1. At what distance from the center of the mirror O2 is the image of the object formed? Options are available from A to E: 2 meter, 10 meter, 8 meter, 24 meter, 12 meter. For that, we are going to calculate some measurements. But first of all, we are going to write the formula. That is, the final image of periscope is at distance between second mirror and object plus height between two mirrors behind the lower mirror. So distance between second mirror and object is 10 meter and height between mirrors is 2 meter, and the answer we get is 12 meter. Here the answer to this question is option number E, 12 meter. Moving on, question number 2. A quantity of 30 grams of sugar is dissolved in water to give 250 grams of solution. Then the solution is heated to boil. The mass of water that has to evaporate in order to double the concentration of sugar is. Options are available: A, 100 grams, B, 150 grams, C, 50 grams, D, 200 grams, E, 125 grams. If 30 grams of sugar is doubled after evaporation, so mass of sugar becomes 30 multiplied by 2 equals to 60 grams. Then 250 grams of water will be evaporated into half, which becomes 250 divided by 2, which is equal to 125 grams. So the correct option is option number E, 125 grams. Next, question number 3. In a gas mixture, 20% of the total mass is oxygen gas, the rest of the gas being nitrogen. Given the molecular masses of the gases, oxygen molecular mass is 32 grams per mole and nitrogen is equals to 28 grams per mole. The molar mass of the mixture thus formed is, options are A, 29.5 grams per mole, B, 28.7, C, 30, D, 31, and E, 29 grams per mole. Total oxygen gas present equals to molar mass of oxygen gas multiplied by percentage of oxygen present. This is the formula. Total gas present equals to molar mass is actually 32 multiplied by, and percentage is 20%. So the total gas present is 32 multiplied by 20 by 100, and the answer we get is 32 multiplied by 0.2 equals to 6.4 grams. Similarly, we are going to do it for nitrogen gas using the previous formula. Total nitrogen gas present equals to 28 multiplied by 80%. 28 multiplied by 80 divided by 100, 28 multiplied by 0.8, which is equal to 22.4 grams. Now total molar mass of mixture 6.4 plus 22.4, which was the oxygen and nitrogen present, and the answer we get is 28.8 grams. So the answer to this question number 3 is option number B, 28.7 grams per mole. Question number 4. In a galvanic cell, the potential of the electrode where the oxidation process takes place has, options are available: A, negative sign anode, B, positive sign cathode, C, a sign which depends on the concentration of the solution, D, no sign, E, the sign of the terminal to which it is connected. Anode is the electrode at which oxidation occurs. So the correct option is option number A, negative sign anode, where oxidation process takes place. Question number 5. A beam of light passes from air into a liquid at an angle of incidence I equals to 60 degree. The refractive index of the liquid is N equals to under root 3. The angle of refraction is 60 degree, 30 degree, 90 degree, 45 degree, 0 degree. So the refraction equation, when a light ray passes from one medium to another, the formula is n equals to refractive index sine I is equals to angle of incidence in the first medium, and r equals to angle of refraction in the second medium. We are going to use that formula, n equals to sine I over sine r, or we can also exchange their places n and sine r because the values are given for n. Sine r we are going to find sine I is sine 60 and n equals to square root 3, and the answer we get is 0.5 after calculating on the calculator. And we are going to find r equals to sine inverse 0.5, so r equals to 30 degree. According to that calculation, the correct answer is option number B, 30. Question number 6. Which of the following is an oxidation reduction redox process? Options are given from A to E with different kinds of reactions. So the next slide will give you actually the redox process explanation, but here the answer is option number B, magnesium. When reacts with copper sulfate, then magnesium sulfate and copper is isolated in their reaction. So look at that process, redox reaction. Oxidation number concept. Here magnesium reacts with copper sulfate. Copper is actually having 2 holes plus 2 valency will give you 2 holes, and copper gain the electrons from magnesium and it will become neutral, whereas there will be 2 holes now in magnesium which is attached with sulfate. Magnesium oxidizes and give its 2 electrons, and reduction occurs with the copper. Copper takes the 2 electrons from magnesium and isolated and neutral free becomes neutral free. Electronic concept. Magnesium loss of 2 electrons by zinc atom, by copper atom, and then gain of 2 electrons by copper atom. Here copper gain 2 electrons and magnesium loss 2 electrons. This is actually the reduction and oxidation process where there are losing of electrons, which is oxidation, and gaining of electrons, which is reduction process. So when both things appear in a one reaction, that is also known as redox reaction. Moving on, question number 7. Which of the following statement is correct? Options are given below from A to E. In the case of solenoid, the magnetic field has open field lines. B. On the axis of a thin solenoid, the magnetic field is uniform. C. The induction of a magnetic field produced by an electric current is inversely proportional to the current intensity. D. The induction of a magnetic field produced by an electric current is the same at any distance from the conductor. E. For linear conductors, the magnetic field lines are coplanar with the conductor. So option number B is correct. On the axis of a thin solenoid, the magnetic field is uniform. But here's how. This is a solenoid. The magnetic field is concentrated into a nearly uniform field in the center of a long solenoid. The field outside is weak and divergent. So within a solenoid, there is a uniform magnetic field. The magnetic field outside the solenoid is 0. The magnetic field inside is uniform. Its direction is parallel to the axis, and the magnitude depends on the current and the number of the loops per length of the solenoid. B inside is equal to mu and I. I is the current and N is the number of turns of the solenoid. Moving on, question number 8. A heterogeneous mixture contains iron powder, copper fillings, and kitchen salt. To separate the compounds of the mixture, we will proceed as follows. Options are available. A. Use a magnet to separate the iron powder. Add water to dissolve the salt. Decant the liquid mixture to separate the copper fillings, then boil the remaining solution to crystallize the salt. We add water to dissolve the salt, decant the liquid, and use a magnet to crystallize the salt. C. Use a magnet and then sift the mixture of salt and copper powder. D. Sieve the solid mixture. E. Use a magnet, add water to dissolve the water, and boil the liquid mixture to condense the released vapors. So the correct option is option number A, but we are going to explain here. Decantation is actually this: less dense and more dense solutions when filled, then the heavier one will settle down, and the less dense we can take it in the another beaker. This process is called decantation. And then after crystallization we will get the salt. Question number 9. By heating a cylinder made of an isotropic material, its diameter increases twice than the cylinder height. Options are given below. A. Decreased twice. B. Decreases 4 times. C. Decreases twice. D. Decreases 4 times. E. Remains unchanged. Look at the isotropy, how heat is evenly transferred in any direction, and an isotropic material, heat is transferred differently depending on directions. So isotropic material upon heating is spanned in all directions. So if diameter is doubled, then the volume will also be doubled. Option number C, increases twice, is the correct option. Moving on, the last question of this video. Lime chloride is a compound with disinfectant properties which has the chemical formula calcium oxygen chloride. This substance contains as a percentage by mass. Options are given below. A. 12.6% calcium, B. 31.5% oxygen, C. 55.9% chlorine, D. 30% oxygen, E. 16.2% oxygen. Here the formula for finding mass percent of chlorine equals to molar mass of chlorine divided by total molar mass of compound multiplied by 100. Mass percent of chlorine equals to 35 multiplied by 2 divided by total molar mass of compound 40 plus 16 plus 35 multiplied by 2, all multiplied by 100. The answer we get is 70 divided by 126, and the answer is 55.5% for mass percent of chlorine. So the correct answer is option number C, 55.9% chlorine. We can also check it for the oxygen and chlorine also. Chlorine we have already checked, and calcium also, but we are lucky that we got our answer with the first one, with the chlorine one, so we don't need to waste our time for finding the other percentages. Hence that was the last question which is solved through calculations, and if there are any weak points, kindly do comments. Thanks, bye bye.